Okay. Okay. Actually, this isn't so bad. What we're going to be looking at, we've been looking at measurement. We looked at length measurement yesterday. If we have something like this, 7 feet, 2 inches, and I'm going to add it to 4 feet, 8 inches. We'll do this actually just like we do whole numbers. We're going to start on the right and work our way back to the left in case we have to carry. We can only add things that have the same name, but now instead of lining up place values like ones, tens, and hundreds, we line up the units like inches and feet. So 2 inches and 8 inches make 10 inches. Now we don't have to carry that because
doesn't equal 12.
Yeah. It's not like whole numbers where you carry the 1 when you get anything over 10. You have to have more than 12 because we're having inches and feet. So then 7 and 4 make 11 feet. So 11 feet, 10 inches. We can run into something a little more difficult. Let's say I have 8 feet, 7 inches plus 3 feet, 9 inches. We go to add that. 7 inches plus 9 inches is 16 inches, which needs to be broken down into 1 foot and, careful, 4 inches. So we're going to keep the 4 inches and carry the 1 foot. 1 and 8 makes 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 feet, 4 inches. Simple enough, right? Not today. We might have 8 feet, 7 inches minus 3 feet, 4 inches. Just like addition, we're going to start on the right and work our way back to the left. So 7 inches minus 4 is 3 inches. 8 feet minus 3 feet, 5 feet. Good. Or we can run into things like this. Let's say 7 feet, 6 inches minus 2 feet, 11 inches. Well, now we start on the right, work our way back to the left. 6 minus 11 can't be done, so what do we have to do? Borrow. This becomes 6 feet. This is going to become not 16, but 18. We have to add 12 inches because we borrowed a full foot. 18 minus 11 is 7 inches. 6 minus 2 is 4 feet. Multiplication, yes. Multiplication, we don't multiply two measurements together very often, at least not with the dual units, the feet and inches. If I had something like 3 feet, 6 inches, and I was going to multiply it by 4 feet, 3 inches, for example, I would never leave it in dual units like that, just because it's too complex. I would either convert it all into feet, where this would be 3.5 feet, because 6 inches is half a foot, and this is going to be 4.25 feet, because 3 inches is 3/12 or 1/4 of a foot. And when I multiply that out, yep, we're going to do that in a second. I get 14.875 square feet. Remember, it's feet times feet, so it's going to be square feet. When we multiply, we also combine the names. Or, as Jason said, I could go the other direction. I can change everything into inches. 3 feet, 3 times 12 is 36, plus 6 is 42 inches. 4 feet, 4 times 12 is 48, plus 3 is 51 inches, which ends up being what? 252 inches squared. You'll notice, by the way, did I do that right? Something's wrong there. That should be 2,000. 42 times 51. Yeah, 2142. That's what it needs to be. What's that? 2,142 inches squared. Notice, by the way, the conversion factor between this is not times 12 anymore. We're going to go over that actually in our next class, how to convert from square feet into square inches. So if we're dealing with a measurement times a measurement, we get rid of the dual units and we go to a single unit. So what we're going to concentrate on for today is a measurement times what we call a scalar. In other words, just a counting number. So let's say we have something that is 4 feet 9 inches long, and we need to have 5 of them. So we're going to multiply by 5. We need to find out the total length of that. Well, 9 inches times 5 is 45 inches. Now, that's more than a foot, right? How many feet can we get out of that? 3 feet, which is how many inches? 36, which would leave us with how many inches left out of 45? 9 inches. Good. So that's 3 feet 9 inches. So we're going to keep the 9 inches and we're going to carry the 3 feet. Now, before you do anything with that 3 feet, we still have to do 4 times 5. 5 times 4 feet is 20 feet plus the 3 is 23 feet. I see a lot of people, they'll try to add the 3 feet to the 4 feet first before you multiply. You can't. You have to multiply first. Let's do another example of that. Let's do 2 feet 11 inches, and let's say we need 6 of those. Tell me what to do. 6 times 11 is 66 inches, okay, which is 5 feet. 5 times 12 would be 60. Yep. So how many inches would be left over? 6 inches left over. So we're going to keep 6 inches and we're going to carry 5 feet. Then what? Careful. 6 times 2. Good. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 5 is 17 feet. 17 feet 6 inches. Okay. Well, this next process is the one that tends to confuse people. Division. Let's say we have something like this. 23 feet 8 inches divided by 4. Now when we do division, this is the one time where we work left to right, remember. How many times does 4 go into 23? Say 5. So it's 5 feet. 5 feet times 4 is 20 feet. How many feet are left over? 3 feet. Now here's where it's a little different with measurements. Before we can bring down the 8 feet, or 8 inches, we have to turn the 3 feet into inches. 3 feet is how many inches? 36 inches. Now we bring down the 8 and combine it with the 36 to get 44 inches.
Why not just make it both into inches and divide it out that way?
You can. I'll show you that in a second. So now 4 goes into 44 11 times. So that's 11 inches. 5 feet 11 inches. Now what Jason was saying is why don't we just turn this all into inches? So it'd be 23 times 12, which is what, 276 inches? Plus the 8 inches. So that's 284 inches. Divide that by 4 is going to give you 71 inches. Now we have to convert that into feet and inches. 71 inches, well 60 inches is 5 feet. Take away 60 inches, leaves us with 11 inches. So 5 feet 11 inches, which is fine if you struggle with dealing with it. If you have a calculator, this isn't bad to do. I like to do it this way because I don't use the calculator very often, so I get to work with smaller numbers. That's the only reason I do it that way. But yeah, if you like to make it out into all inches and divide it out, that's fine. I realize with the calculator, it's just as easy to do it that way. So let's do one here together quick. Oh, let's see here. 29 feet 2 inches divided by 7. So what do? 29 divided by 7 is 4 feet. 4 feet times 7, 28 feet. Giving us 1 foot. Okay? And then, so 1 foot is 12 inches. 2 plus 12 is 14 inches. And then, 14 divided by 7 is 2 inches. So there we go. 4 feet 2 inches. So for homework, out of the packet, page 237, 13 through 24, and 265, 15 through 22. So